Hi guys. So I'm here at church. It's Wednesday evening band rehearsal, so if you hear stuff in the background, that's what's going on. But I know some of you are still struggling on how to rearrange formulas for a given variable. And so I wanted to work through a couple problems from your textbook. It'll be from the odd set that you did on Monday night's homework, and that way maybe that'll help you in doing the even set that I gave you as extra practice today. So here we go. Let's look at one problem. This one is actually number 15 from page 52. And it says x divided by 5 minus g equals a. And they want you to solve for x, which means they just want you to get x equals everything else. Now, what you're used to is being able to, as you go through these problems, combining terms because they're like terms, they're numbers. When you're dealing with a formula like this, you have multiple variables, which means you're not going to have like terms. So it's just a matter of you showing what the relationship is, what operations are going on between the variables or the placeholders. So if we look at this problem, if we're trying to get x by ourselves, the first thing we want is to make sure we don't have any g's around it, right? We want x, not x plus g or x minus g. We want no g's. So we want to create a 0 there, and we create a 0 by adding the opposite, right? But whatever we have to do to one side, we do to the other. So this leaves us then with x over 5. We have no g's equals, now over on this right-hand side, we've got a plus g. Well, these aren't like terms. You can't combine them. So we just have to write it as is, a plus g. And that's good enough for this step. All right, so now we got to go on to our next step. We've got x over 5, or 1/5 x. Well, we only want one x, not a fraction of an x, so we have to multiply by our reciprocal to create our 1. And whatever we do to that side, we have to do the other side. But we have to do it to the whole thing, right? Times 5. Not just part of it, but all of it. So we've created our 1 here. We get left with x equals, now here it's a plus g times 5. But remember, multiplication can go in either direction, so by convention, we put the 5 in front of the grouping symbols. So x equals 5 times a plus g. This is your answer. You don't have to do anything more. All right, we're going to go on now, and we're going to solve another problem. And on this problem, we are going to do number 23. Number 23 says 2a plus 2b equals c, and they want you to solve for b. Okay, great. So we want to know how much 1b is equal to. We've got right now 2b's plus 2a more, whatever that means. So we don't want 2a more, we want no a's. We've got to create a 0 here. So we add the opposite or subtract 2a from both sides. We've got 0 plus 2b, so that's going to be 2b equals. Now here we've got a c and a 2a. Not like terms, can't combine them. We just have to write them as is. C minus 2a. And that's enough for this step. So now we've got 2 b's. We only want 1 b, got to create a 1. We do this by multiplying by the reciprocal. You can think of it as, which would be 1/2. You can think of it as dividing by 2, same difference. But when we do it to the other side, we've got to do it to the whole side. Okay, so now we've created our 1b. So we only have B.
Okay.
This equals C minus 2A all over 2. Now, some of you are going to be very tempted to simplify that 2 over 2. Don't do it. We can't do that because the whole numerator is not a 2. In all reality, this is your complete answer. I think where most of you students are having difficulty with this is you want to go farther, and you really not only don't have to, but you can't. This is what they want you to get to, is just rearranging the formula in this way. So I hope this helps. Give it a shot. The answers are posted for the evens. If you're still struggling, come in and see me. All right, hope you guys have a great night. Talk to you soon.